how
This
to apply logic,
conference will now be recorded.
isn't it? We are seeing from starting sessions how to apply the logic, and we're trying to understand how an algorithm is implemented, and what is the background implementation, possible background implementation. We are trying to understand all those things. That's what we will do. First, we try to understand like how the statistical algorithms can be implemented without the help of what is that is built-in libraries. Then later on, once we know, we have done to certain level, then we will come to know about the libraries and how to apply libraries and see the difference, how simple it is with libraries, and without libraries still how we can implement this customized developer logic. We see both. Okay, it takes time, as I told you from the beginning. So these are targeted more on implementation background, not just only a concept and an example. So anyhow, let's me move to the next one is comprehension. Comprehension. I should start discussing about what is that list comprehension. Yesterday we have discussed till this point. Okay. So now, what is list comprehension, and why do we need this? People tell so many things, like Python is very easy, and we can write very less lines of code in Python, and definitely how we do that is so one thing is by using libraries. That is one thing. Second thing is comprehension is also one more approach of making code very simple and very few lines. Okay, not you don't need to write so many lines with comprehension. It reduces multiple lines into a single line. That is the advantage of comprehension. You understand, right? So if you look at this example, because you know how to implement list or range or append functions now. This is a simple example. The example is saying what is that is it is trying to iterate elements from 1 to 10. Okay, and then what after that we are trying to append powers of 2 to that list. Initially, if you see pw2, if you look at that in the notepad, pw2 equal to an empty list. What I am trying to do is I am trying to iterate and from 1 to 10, and I am trying to find power of 2 from 1 to 10, and I am appending the result to the that list, actually that pw2 power of 2 something. So this is done without comprehension. The logic look like this. This is the logic, and you can implement this. All of you in this class, if you want to implement, you can implement it, because you are not new for this. We have done such things earlier. Okay, we are not new for this kind of coding. So if you look at this is providing me the. So if you are providing if you run this, okay, 1 minute, let me close this. Run. Okay, like this. So this is actually writing a code. We can simplify this. This is just a small use case. How comprehension is applicable in coding. Okay, this is a small use case. Okay. So without comprehension, this is the code. And how do we apply comprehension? Let me show you. Like this. This is list comprehension, because you can see this flower brackets. Sorry, this square brackets means it is part of list comprehension, and it has 3 parameters. The first one is the expression, second one is the iteration, third one is the condition. And condition is optional. At least expression and iteration are mandatory. Okay, if you don't put condition, nothing happens. It's an optional one. Here, with the same program which right here, okay, we can convert it into a comprehension to a single line of code instead of having this 4 or 5 lines of code. And how do you do that? It's so simple if you observe carefully. So here, that expression, that logic you put here as a first statement, first parameter. And how many times you want to iterate? That iterator, you pass it as a second parameter. And if any conditions are applied on that, suppose you are trying to, in this I want to this, okay. Please mute your 1 to 10. You want powers of only even numbers are only 10. To find numbers, powers of the odd numbers from 1 to 10. That is also fine there. You got it right. And also, if you want, this is how this imply condition. If so, the point is got the syntax is power of 2, and here we are just finding syntax looks like this. It parameters expression, and example where no filter is applied because condition is optional. Skip it. Turning out power, you can leave that here. Okay, you can just copy this. Same program, instead of writing 4 or 5 lines of code, you can minimize this in just a single line. You can write the code in a single line. Just take it and then run module. You can see here now. Got it right? The same program which we have done without comprehension, there we have written some 4 or 5 lines of code. But if you see this, what is this here? We are just writing only. Okay. Is there any audio voice issue? Okay. Is it fine now? There might be a bit of network issue because I am doing it from my native place. Somehow, right, when it is a village, sometimes we don't have proper signal. So please bear with me. Still, if it is a problem, tell me. Then we might continue in the next week. Not an issue, because if it is not clear, it's waste. I don't want to waste your time unnecessarily. We'll see. Okay. Is it fine now? Still you are facing any issue, tell me, then not a problem. We can make it in the next week, not a problem. Because, okay, that's good. Okay, okay. We'll finish off all this today, comprehension, all that, because generally, usually, even though I am out of station, I don't want to miss the sessions. That's why I am trying to make it regular. Otherwise, I would have told we cannot take session today. Point is here when you talk about comprehension, now you see the difference. We didn't miss much here because the topic is so simple. Comprehension is nothing but right, writing many lines into a single line. That's what we call comprehension. And for that, it has a syntax. As I told you, it takes 3 parameters. First one is expression, second one iteration, third one condition. Condition is optional. At least we need expression and iteration. And earlier I had shown an example which has 4 or 5 lines that we can convert into a single line if we are using comprehension. Okay, if you look at this example, if you see here, then go to run and run module. You get the same output. Suppose I want to apply a filter. What is that? I want to apply. I just want to find condition is also should be applied. Then I can say if I percentile 2 equal to 0. Okay, and then run module. Now you see there is a difference in output, right? And that's how this works, folks. That is how this is going to work. You understand now? Is it clear to all of you, or should I repeat one more time? Kamal or Satish or Rudresh, there are at least a couple of guys who are there. Okay. Okay. Fine. Next one. Anyhow, that is clearly explained. Maybe you can just, if you have any questions or doubts, go through it one more time. Collection max digit is 256. What is that 256? Open your unmute and ask me question, Kamal. I didn't understand.
Sir, you told that in collection we can put only 256 as the max number, but over there it came 512 and all that.
Oh, that is only applicable for bytes, Kamal. This
Oh,
is
okay.
list.
Oh,
This is
sir, I
list.
got it, sir.
List is a list can accommodate any size. Okay, it can take any big value. There is no limit for the range of value in lists. Okay,
Yes, sir.
a list is a dynamic data structure. It can hold thousands, lakhs, or crores of values. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so that's good. Is it clear now, Kamal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, now you can mute your machine. Okay, this is about built-in functions again. How to apply built-in functions on list. You can try all this, right? Length, sum, min, max, all, and any. First three or four you can apply because we had tried the same with strings also. Or if you want, you can test all this, sir. If you want to take some example, length, return size. We have already used length and we are using length in many examples. Take a small example now. You can start testing all this. Take 1 or 2 minutes time, a bit of free time. Slowly you can apply. Length returns length of your collection or data structure, not only for list. You can apply this on string or list or tuple, or even you can apply this on many kind of collections. Okay. So the next, you can test this example. Take a list, because by now I had spent more than enough time on list. I believe last week completely I had discussed list. Yesterday I had discussed list. Today I am discussing list. Means we have so much of time had gone into list. Okay. So by now you should be good with lists, because we are going very slowly and very clearly. Still, if you have questions, you can raise questions. Not an issue. So now you can find length like this, folks. You can just quickly test this. I prefer command prompt this time so that I can finish it quickly. More than anything is fine. Why should we say that this is easy, that is difficult? But for quick testing, definitely command prompt is recommended. So now print x, you got 5. That's all over. That's how length will work. Okay, it returns length of your string. Okay, length of your collection. Sum returns sum of your sum of your collection. Min returns minimum element. Max returns maximum element. And all is more or less like let me tell you how all works is it's here. It's not all, of course. Min. All is more or less it's like doing a boolean operation. Means there are two things, all and any. All is more like applying AND operation. Any is applying OR operation. Okay. So we will see. We will see. We will test with one by one. Or I am trying to explain in opposite direction. Otherwise, I'll test and give you a conclusion, because I don't by heart everything. It's not possible, because as you are working, most of your time goes into your development activities. So, but anyhow, we are dynamic people. We can test it and conclude it. Not an issue. Sum is this. Sir, you can test remaining min, max, all this. These are all simple things. You have the code here. Just test it simply like this. It will give minimum element, it will give maximum element, and like that. Okay. Then how all works. Let me take a small example. So this doesn't have any zeros. Zero means it's simple. Zero means false, and one any value other than zero is true. Whenever you have zero, assume it as a false value. So what is all? All probably it is behaving like AND operation. We'll check and we'll conclude. Okay, not an issue. As I told you, it acts as like AND operation. AND means you remember, right? AND returns true if every value is if every condition is satisfied, means every value is non-zero, then it returns a true. Suppose if any one value is zero, suppose one value is zero, then print L. Okay, so print all of L. I'm sorry, not L, all of L. It's giving false. Suppose in the same one, I am applying any of L. Now if you see, any behaves like OR operation, because in OR, you know how OR operation behaves. It might minimum one condition has to be true. Remaining all can be false. Suppose you have 10 conditions, out of 10, one must be true, remaining can be false, no issue. Still, OR returns true. Similarly, same thing. Here, at least one value should be non-zero, remaining all can be zeros, no issue with or any operations. So any returns true itself. Even in the previous example, if you see, if I am applying all has written false if I had included or added 10 into that list. Means I have put false into the list, 0 instance according to the all. If any one false is there, still it returns false because AND operation cannot perform what? Cannot accept false. If every condition is true, then only it returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Now you look at any, it returns true here. Observe carefully here at my cursor. I had included 0 and applied all on this list, it returns false because all it returns true only if every value in this list is a non-zero. If any 10 presents, then still it returns false. Any returns true, true when only if at least one value is non-zero. You can put any number of zeros, still it returns true. If every value is 0, obviously any also returns 0. That's how this works. You got it right? Clear? Yes or no? What do you say, Kamal? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now we have almost completed dealing with the list. Okay, we have done what is list, we have seen the internal representation, and we have applied methods, we have applied everything except one thing, applying this slicing. We didn't apply slicing in on list. Okay, suppose slicing in sense extracting part of list, this one like this. Can you see this now? So if you look at this, this is a small example. Slicing can be applied on any indexed data structure. On strings you can do this, on list you can do, on tuple you can do, on what else? On bytes you can apply, on byte array you can apply. You can apply slicing on all these data structures. Now I have an array like this. Okay, this is an empty list, and also I didn't discuss how to apply list constructor. That is also one more missing topic for us. We'll close all that today. Okay, so now you take this. You add. You know how to? I have clearly explained yesterday how to apply. What is that to apply? Okay, and this is L. We have so many values here, and now because you already know all this, I am not typing one by one. Otherwise, I would have done typing one by one itself. And we had a detailed discussion yesterday, like how to use append, insert, and then extend. There are so many functions we had discussed. If you want to extract a specific element, apply index operator and a specific index. Like this, first two are using index. Suppose I want to extract part of what? Part of your list or any data structure, then go for applying slicing. The first three or four are just trying to extract a specific element from a specific index. Okay, you can see here L of 0 returning 100, L of -1. -1 means last element. This one it is giving. Don't think first and as first is 100, last is 100. It is returning the first. -1 is the last one, right side, rightmost element. 2 means 300 and L of -2 means it should return 500. Can you see here now? You know the indexing, we had a detailed discussion. You can go through my previous videos if you have any questions. Okay. This is slicing. What 1 to 4 returns to us? 1 to 4 returns elements starting from first index to fourth index. 4 is excluded. It will take up to 3 only. You know very well. We had a discussion. Okay. Okay, guys. Enter. Can you see it now? This is slicing. Very useful, sir. Many people, when you keep practicing, then you can apply it in your day-to-day project activities. Otherwise, what happens is it won't strike when you are working seriously on some part of development. Today I am able to write good Python code because always keep in touch with Python while trying to teach to you people or while trying to implement some utilities like that. Now you see this -4 and -2 and -4. It's saying not legal because I already told you in a simple words. What is that? Always first index should be less than second index. Simple. Okay. -2 is less than -4 or not? Yes or no? Or otherwise, the easiest way is making a giving just indexing to your data. So the easiest thing is if you provide indexing, that is also much more easiest way. And that is fine. I told you how to take the extraction from left to right, isn't it or not? You remember, right? If you try to do it from right to left, it won't return anything for us. It returns just space for us. I believe it will return if your condition is not satisfied when you are applying this which one slicing. It won't throw any error, but the point is it will just return a space, an empty thing. That's all. Okay. So do you want me to elaborate it or you got idea? Because I had explained somewhere in the earlier sessions. Should I elaborate or should I skip to the remote switch to next discussion? Anyone from the session? How to convert that to list? Satish, we'll talk about it later. I am asking a question again. Okay, we'll come to that point. So before that, my question is what? You got an error here, -2 to -4. Why you are getting that? There are a few more observations. I'll introduce everything, then we'll conclude the list today. This is what? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the indexing. It goes like that. And here, -1, -2, -3, -4. I told you, whenever you are extracting something, usually we do it from left to right, not from right to left. Like, either, 0 to 0 comma -2 is valid. I'll show you. I have already discussed this with you. So -5 and -6. 6 elements are there. So the combination has to be like this: 0 comma 1, 0 colon 3, or 0 colon -3, or -6 colon 2, or -5 colon 3, like that. But -1 colon 3, -1 colon -3, I don't think these kind of combinations work. So your extraction has to happen from left to right. The first index always should be from left side, second index should be from right side. Easiest way of understanding. Okay. Got it right. So here -2 colon -4 means we are trying to extract from right to left, which is not a recommended approach. So that's why you got empty space here. You understand, right? Satish will talk about your question later and after I complete this. Okay. So that's why you got that. So what about this? You tell me -4 colon -2. Will this work? If it works, what would be the output? Come on, guys. Come on, tell me. What do I get? -4 colon -2. I get 300, 400. Okay, I don't get 500 because that right side rightmost part is excluded. I told you upper limit is excluded. We had already discussed what is the output of 2 colon nothing is given here. Yes, exactly. N index is excluded. We had discussed this number of times. What would be the outputs for remaining? You test it, sir. Test it. Keep testing it. So you can check your outputs there. All of these are working. They are right format. They are formatted well formed slicing operation. So you get proper output. If it is not well formed, you don't get any result. That's all. Okay. I'm asking a use case probably. What is this use case, sir? We have elements from 10 to 50. Okay, you can remove this. A small example for you. Okay, you can keep this aside. So this is a small use case for you. Okay, what you do is I have elements like this from 1 to 10 to 50, or you can take 1 to 5 also. It's your choice. Now what I want is my output has to be like this, folks. 110, okay, 120, 130 into the same list. Or of course 120, 130, 140, 150. I need an output like this. Now you write a program to get me an output in that form. Okay, right now. Here there is nothing to do with slicing. Maybe if you think that okay, SAR just started slicing, so there is something slicing we have to apply here. It's not like that. Slicing is done. We know about slicing. We are doing it since strings. We have applied it on strings and bytes and byte array, and now we have applied on list. Even we try to apply it on tuple. After working on so many examples, still if you are not able to implement, means what you do is go and try to understand slicing from string concept. That would be easy for you. Do something. Yes, L2 dot append you can apply. You can do whatever you want. I want this output in single list. Do it now. Vinod or Kamal or whomever it is. Appreciate for your patience those who are attending the session today. Even though it is Sunday and holidays, thing, you have that interest to learn. I appreciate for that. I need people like you who has that passion to learn. Okay, take 2 minutes time and implement it. Not a problem. Is it done? Exactly. That's awesome, Satish. So how do you do it? We do it like this. It's a simple code again, not something. But actually, this is the functionality of a map function. In future, we talk about functions. When we go there, you are you're trying to increment every element of a list by what is that, by some value. So that is what map functionality is. It applies some logic on every element of a list. So what is that map and how that function works, you don't need to understand now, or it's not something you need to understand immediately. When we go there, I will remind you, but I am making you how the functionality of a map works. I am making you to implement it. So now let me just show you that code. I'll do one thing. I'll show it in this one. Values are your choice, folks. You don't need to. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need an output like 101, 102 like this. L2 equal to some empty for I in L colon L2 dot. It's a very simple code only. Append of what should I do? What I need? I need 101, 102, 103 like this. So I should increment, add this to 100, I plus 100 or 100 plus I is also fine. Now you print L2. Just run this. Run it. Got it right? This is a map functionality. But we are implementing without using any built-in function. That is the beauty. Okay, we have done similar kind of things. We have implemented length ourselves, max, min functions. We have seen, and also mean function we have applied. Median we have implemented to half. Still, that half part is there. Maybe you might forget. I didn't forget. I will show you. I will remind back that how to get a perfect median example and mode example. Mode we will do it. Okay, in this process, doing tuples, all that. Now next one. You are back, huh? So where did you end so far? Where did you go, man? Okay, that's fine. So next one, the CSV example. To do it, we need to have idea about what is that. We need to understand files topic. Still, I didn't implement files. Leave it like that. Remove all this we have discussed yesterday. Shallow copying and all this we have done. And list comprehension we have successfully implemented it. We have done this. Okay, then we have finished all this, right? And next we have finished all these functions. And one more example. What is that? That is this one. List is heterogeneous. As I told you, it accepts not just only integers. It accepts strings. It can be list of strings, list of integers, or a mix of different types of data like this. Something like x equal to some 1 comma some in single quote. This is a string again. Some 10.5 comma some true, like this. It accepts different types of data. You print it, you get it. Okay, that is fine. But actually, when you're dealing with a real-time data, you don't have mixed data in most of the use cases. You don't get data like this. You got it right? Suppose if mixed data is there, I'll give a small use case for all of you. Interesting use case. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Very useful, sir. This is useful to you. Whatever I make you to work here, definitely tomorrow, if you are working on any Python project, you definitely remember my words. Okay? So, Rudresh, Kamal, Deepak, do you want to implement something here? Satish, Veera, Vinod. Ready? I'm not getting yes from all of you. So you do one thing now. I'll give a small use case. Work on this. This scenario is definitely going to help you. You don't know? Mark my word today. Sometime later, if you are really working on some Python project, you remember my words again. These use cases are very useful. So now first thing, this is the requirement. I have a mixed data, something like this. The data in sense x equal to 1 comma some abc comma some 10.5 comma some true comma. Again, I'm copying and pasting. Let the duplicates be there. This program is not removing duplicates. Don't think if I copy and paste. Okay, enough. This is enough for me. Maybe you can add a complex data also if you are really curious. A plus, sorry, don't use a plus. 10 plus 20 is a. Okay, comma. You can add some one more in the middle also, or leave it like that. Not an issue. If you look at this list, you have it has all the different data. Now, what I need is if this list has so many types of data, what you do is now you write a program to extract, write a program to read list and store each type of data into a separate list. Don't put it in the same list. Int has to be in integer list, one more separate list. All int values, all booleans has to be in one list. All float values, decimals has to be in one list. All complex numbers has to be one list like that. Write a program like this now into a separate list. Whatever I am making to make you to work here, the small or big programs are these logics definitely help you somewhere in your Python implementation. Now you try this now. This output I'll give it to you. Maybe it's easy for you to understand. I should get a list for integer list like this. Int one equal to I should have 1 comma 1 like this, and similarly float 1. Don't use the keywords as a variable. So this is not keyword. Int 1 float 1 are variables. I should get like this 10.5 comma 10.5. Similarly, strings has to be in str1 or s1. Anything is your choice. Okay, you should get abc comma abc like this. Put quotes because string has quotes. Will have quotes. I should get output like this. What you do if you split it by comma, you don't get it. If you split by comma, if you think that if you split by comma or do something, it won't get it. Now this is the requirement. Dot dot dot. This is how I need the output. Read list and store. What should we store? What should we do? And store each type of data into a separate list. Come on, guys. Interesting example, right? Use case. This is very useful, sir. When you are trying to process in some JSON files or that, it might have so many types of data. It will have even list and map and sometimes set data. Then you need to check each type of data you have. Try this one. Take some time, 5 minutes. And those who cannot do it, just you are free to tell that. Okay, those who do it, paste your code. Those who cannot, no problem. I will show you. Just wait for some time. But you know the answer. This is so easy. Apply a filter. Check what type of data. Every time you iterate it. Every time you iterate, you check what type is that. Based on type, what is that? You add it to a specific type of list. Take 5 lists now. For each data, take one list. For integer data, create one empty list. For decimal data, create one empty list. You need 5 lists. All are empty in the beginning. Later on, when you are iterating, you add that data to check the type and add it to the respective list. I have almost explained the logic flow also. Your job is understanding what I am trying to tell you and put it into the respective list. That's all. It's a good example, sir. You don't know. I told you again. I have clearly told you. Mark my words. These are useful use cases because we use these such use cases in our projects. Okay, take some time. I'm giving you some time because you need a bit of thought thinking here. But it's very simple. Maybe if you ask me, is it difficult? Means no. Only thing is you need to have a clear idea about fundamentals. If you have fundamental clarity, then you can implement it with. So guys, shall I try the solution? Superb. That's it. Excellent, Vira. That's correct. So that's how you have to, check it. There are other ways also. We'll talk on that. There is an instance function also. We can also use that. But for now, this is enough for us. Okay, next one. I'll just show you those who didn't do or those who are doing. Just see this. So this is our list. I am taking this list. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me take the list and put it here. Okay, iterate it. While iterating, before that you have to declare all the empty list first of all. For int one list. For float one list. For string, one list. For boolean, one list. For complex, one list. Okay. Now what I do, every time I will check the type. I'm iterating x, the value come to I. I'll check the data type of I. If it's more like keeping a switch case, but unfortunately in Python we don't have switch statement or constructor. So we can use elif or multiple ifs. Anything is fine. Okay. If what do you have to do? How do you know? How do you test a type of data type of any variable type function? Type of I. If it is equal to int, then if it is int, add that value to integer list. So int one dot append of I. Similarly, if not that, elif. We'll try this. If type of okay, you can do one thing. You can add a few more like this. Elif type of I equal to float one. Sorry, float. Then float one dot append of I. Elif type of I equal to string. Excuse me. Then str1 of one dot append. Elif type of I equal to boolean. Then bool1 dot append of okay. Here just it's equal to bool only. Okay. Bool1 dot append of. Else you don't need to again try this. At the end, I hope you can use just simple else here. Because we have tested for all remaining four. If it is not that, just add it to complex. Else com1 dot append. So this is a simple program. You can just write like this, and later on you can print all. Okay, you can print all this stuff. Okay. So you can print int one, and also you can print a float one. You can print all in single print itself, but using multiple prints is also it increases readability. So bool one. Okay. Then print of com1, and one more is a string, right? Print of str1. So this is how you have to write a code. Just test the type and just compare it with the built-in classes. We have already discussed this. You have idea about all this stuff. Type function returns type of a data type, and see that whether that is int or whether that is float or string or something. And what you do, just right click. We should not use two double. Just single colon is enough here. Right click and then okay. I'm sorry. That is Eclipse option. Okay. Run this. Somewhere I have invalid syntax. Okay, no, not an issue. Okay, let me remove this. So run module. Bool one is not defined. Okay, let me correct it. Somewhere something is missing. Did I use L or something or what? Bool one. Okay, there is a typo. Might be probably should be a typo. Let me check it once. Okay, got it right. Perfect. This is what we are expecting, right? Is it clear now, folks? Are you good now? Understood? This is heterogeneous data. Still, we can filter it and we can put it into separate, lists like this. This is one job of one responsibility of big data engineer. Cleaning data. Suppose when you have mixed data, or if your data doesn't have values nulls, then you have to write a code like this and see whether nulls are present, and you should remove that and filter it and clean it and make data to be available for analysis. A cleaned data. That is one of the responsibility of a big data engineer. Okay. For that, you can use any language. That's your choice. It's not like we should apply only Python. We can apply Python or Scala or Java. Anything is fine. Is it clear now? Any yes from one of my online folks? So that's idea about this thing. Got some idea? This is one useful case. You have to practice such cases. See, if you just do some basic concept and example, not sufficient. When you are learning something, you have to see what are different fundamental level things which we use in a real time operations. That is very important. Okay, still we'll do a lot of stuff, lot of programming stuff more than theory, because that's what is essential nowadays. Okay, that's idea about lists. Anything is missing, you can remind me. You can just ping me in my WhatsApp. This thing, you have a WhatsApp group, all that stuff. Okay, we'll stop the session here. As I told you, from next week onwards, again we'll continue to 2.5 hours. Not just, we don't limit it for or as many of our friends were, probably I'm assuming they were in holiday. But still, how many our people come, this session will continue. I'm not worried about the count or something. We initiated some sessions. This will continue. Okay, that's it. Any questions? Kamal, Veera, Vinod, Satish. Okay, how to convert this to list? Okay. You are talking about nested lists, Satish. Please unmute and you can talk, Satish. No problem.
Yes, sir.
So let me take an example which you are posting. You want this to be converted to list or what?
Yeah,
So you want to merge the data into list. That's what your question is, right?
yeah. I want to prepare a list. I want to merge the list of list into a single list.
Okay, got it. You want to merge it. That's all right.
Yes.
That's fine. Okay, I'm taking your code itself, your list itself. We'll do it now. Okay. You want the output to be like this. as shown in the output should be come as you are asking in the chart, right? So this is the one. We can do it in different ways. I'll just try to do it in the most understandable form. Okay, first for I in I'll just solve it quickly. Okay, Satisha. So I in X, if type of I, okay, equal to list. Okay, means I am checking if there is any inner list. Okay, then what I am trying to do, what I will do is again for j in I am iterating that list, and then x dot 1 minute. You need one more bracket here. Okay, you take another empty list like this. Y dot append of j. That is one thing. Okay, before that, so you are saying you want the order to be same, or can we change the order, Satish?
Yeah,
Should
we
I
can change the order.
Order is not something issue for you, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
If it is an issue, we can also follow the same, not a problem. Okay, we can write a logic according to that itself. Because as you have given me only list as a this thing, I am just implementing this for you. That's fine. Okay. Satish. So can you see the output?
Yes, sir. I got that.
1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 actually you didn't give the 4 in the source list. Okay, 4 is not there.
Okay.
If
So,
you are looking for 4,
do you have any other functions for this, or this is the method you have to follow to implement it?
so function sense, usually to test whether something is inner list or not. Like, no, for that I don't think you have any specific functions. I believe. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to manually check, and you have to extract it. Might be NumPy when you are dealing with NumPy, which is in analytical Python. There you might have different functions available to deal with arrays. Okay, here in the regular normal Python, this Python collections, I don't think you have some special functions. Okay, got it, Satish?
Got it, sir.
Okay, maybe I'll check one more time if you have any such functions, because I never come across such requirement or such special functions. Let me see it on a what is that, demand basis. Is it fine? Okay, guys. Any more questions? So this is like I hope you have one function like flattening. This is more or less doing a flattening, Satish. But I'm not sure if this is available in normal Python collections. Might be in analytics. It should be there. What you're asking is technically called as what? Flattening. I'll just put it here. This is called, what you are asking is array flattening. And this is there in big data. To do this in big data, there is a function like we can do flattening on something called there is a map functionality. Okay, that applying that we can do flat map, I hope. Yes, got it right. But in regular Python, I am not sure. Many more questions other than what Satish is asking? Okay, then we'll do more on next session. We'll switch to set and dictionary, and then again we'll do few more statistical algorithms related to machine learning. And again, I'll show the same algorithms with analytical libraries like pandas and numpy, how to apply all that also. We'll see that also. Okay. And share these sessions with your friends if you really think these were useful for you, and also tell to your friends that okay, to promote it. Okay, that's a great help for us. And thank you so much, friends. Okay. See you.